Wait, hold on. Let me set the mood for this podcast. Wet people.
All right, now let's break into someone's house. Look for clothes.
Yes.
And be glad there's a huge table just completely empty. Your kitchen table at your house is not empty.
Yeah.
There is 6 months worth of mail.
No, well, see, this is an unwritten rule when you're a rich person in France. When you leave for like vacation or anything, your house has to be ready for any moment somebody can come in and have sex on your dinner table.
It's like you're trying to move out. Like it's clean. It's like
exactly.
We're going to our summer home.
It's like furniture only. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know the famous French saying, "Mi casa, su casa." So you can have sex on my kitchen table while I'm not here.
We don't even know they did. They're just kind of made out.
Yeah, but she clearly says making up for the time or trouble.
They kept it clean in 2002.
It was not clean.
They kept it clean. They just rinsed off.
The implied
They had literally just taken a bath.
Everything that they implied.
It was the water was from the sea. Salt water's cleansing. They were really clean. Skin was a little dry afterwards, but
yeah, hair's a little brittle. Gonna need some conditioner. Right?
No.
Damn.
No.
Well, did we say welcome?
No. Welcome everybody.
I'm sure we started that somewhere.
Somewhere
in
here,
conversation.
we started. Welcome. I'm gonna say it again just because I didn't know where else to go. So, backtrack.
Welcome.
If you've ever wondered why you can get next day shipping, the transporter. If you ever wondered how the vegetables get in your grocery store, the transporter.
You ever wonder how the crack cocaine got in your neighborhood?
Different transporter. This was a good transporter. You're talking about the illegal transporters.
So the package is 4 bags of fresh corn. Okay. I'll have it at your door at 11 p.m.
For $40,000. Corn cost $78 per half ear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only thing he could be transporting to make that kind of money is a lot of drugs.
People.
And people.
Drugs and people.
Oh, what's his first package? Person.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was bank robbers.
Wait, how do we know that? We're not supposed to look at the package. That's rule number 2.
Shit. That's
rule number 3.
You know, they set up the whole thing about the rules, and he breaks them immediately.
Yeah.
Well,
nobody else is asking him to keep these rules but him.
Everyone but him states that rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah.
But he's the one breaking the rules.
And then the one time he does break the rules, they try and kill him. And that was the guy who was like, yeah, dude, break the rules. It's fun. And then he breaks the rules. He's like, gotcha.
Yeah, so this is one of those Jason Statham movies that the plot could not be there and it'd be the same movie. Like, you could totally change the entire plot and it would still basically be the same movie.
I read a review that said once you understand that I'm paraphrasing, but it's like once you understand that the plot isn't really what the movie's about, then you can sit down and enjoy the film. And that's exactly what you have to do. So he was in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels 2 years prior.
Oh, this was like his first like action?
And this Transporter came 2 years afterwards. Mm-hmm. And this is what kind of broke him into the action star. But this is classed as a B action film.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
And, well, yeah, with budget, and then the director, don't know his name, don't really care. He did a bunch of these action movies that had that hint of comedy in it, or humor more so than comedy. Nobody's throwing punchlines out there, but that would have been a little weird if he's like, yeah, I'm the ex-military transporter guy, but also I do stand-up whenever I can.
I have a past I don't talk about because I left it in the past.
This is the past.
Yeah,
and you've known the past the whole time.
It's directed by Louis.
Yep, butcher this one.
Louis Litter. A lot of R's.
Yeah, let me try.
A lot of R's and E's.
Letterer.
Le Terrier.
Yeah, it might be a French
he's
or
French.
something.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
He's probably not French, but it's Le Terrier.
But
Sure.
no, I mean, I guess that makes sense why this one is, it starts off as a plot-driven movie. He's a transporter. And then it turns into he's an ex-military with a body count the size of Massachusetts. And he's got a past that humbles him, but yet he's still running.
And by plot, Steve meant 4.5 minutes of exposition.
Yes.
But we started with a car chase scene.
Yeah.
Before we do the
Yeah.
exposition, then it's like, all right, we're going to explain a little bit of what's going on. Now back to crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a
that-
movie where missiles can take a hard, sharp,
Oh my God.
fucking 75-degree
We
turn.
will get to that because that
So,
was crazy.
you never heard of the Sidewinder? It's been out since the 90s.
I thought they shot those
It
from
can do-
jets.
Yeah, but you could...
You can shoot it straight
You
at the
can-
building, and then it'll...
Yeah, the Sidewinder missile can do 90-degree turns and go through city streets. Gee whiz.
My best course of trajectory. Shoot it straight and hope it veers off to the
Well, that-
right and then makes a sharp left turn.
But that's classic B-grade
Hell yeah.
action movie.
Yeah. The
Um,
effects were
Well, triple the budget, the effects get better,
$20 million budget, by the way.
which is...
Sounds like a lot, but
No, that's pennies for a
I think
movie.
15 million of that probably went to Jason.
No, absolutely not. This is his second real film.
Listen, he took his shirt off and they're like, all right, 15 mil, here you go.
Well, that part was written... I don't know if it was written for him or if the writer is who got Jason Statham the gig. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I don't think it was written for him, but I think he saw Jason Statham and was like, that guy would work for this film.
Yeah. He would
'Cause
look
he
good
was
in a suit.
He was in a few things in the
And
90s,
shirtless.
and then Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, but not a major role there.
Yeah, no, and I mean...
And then this was
That's
what
a-
kind of catapulted him into the, super mega global action star. And this film did really well internationally,
Right.
which is what helped that. Because if you can't sell your movie in China, you make half as much money. That's
Right.
that's just how the world works.
That's
So,
why you always see the numbers boost up after it finally gets released there,
Yep.
because then half the market.
although I will say, problem we're running into, they're counting on the Chinese market, so they're making films that can get released in China and kind of changing some movies on how they should be for America.
We can't.
I say this purely as an American.
well, besides China, I guess let's get back to France for Le Transporté.
I love this opening car chase, but it feels so cut up to the point where it's like he's whipping turns, he's doing this, he's backwards at some point, and you don't even see him get backwards. Like he's going clearly straight down an alleyway, and then he pops out backwards.
And
somehow.
this opening scene made me think that the majority of the action scenes were going to be car chases, but
Right.
surprisingly,
No, he has to fall in love.
surprisingly, a lot of hand-to-hand combat for the guy who drives.
because he's the transporter.
Like I thought it was just going to be a driving movie, which is like cool. I
Yeah.
love when they get
Yeah, like cool car chases.
Yeah, like the really skilled drivers that can do like crazy
Yeah.
maneuvers. So I was really intrigued by the opening scene and
But for this opening scene, it reminded me a lot of how the first Jason Bourne, when he's in that Mini Cooper.
Oh yes,
it
that's a
reminded
good
me a
car
lot
chase.
because that's the dual streets in
Mhm.
Europe, weaving in and out in traffic, going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost like a blueprint for a lot of things.
And it's also hard to like. It seems like they're maybe going like 15 miles an hour
Oh,
around
yeah.
these. It's hard to have
Oh,
like a cool, like fast-paced car chase when it's like, dude, you can't go up those fucking.
that's why
It's
they
insane.
they do close-up shots and they
Yeah.
also will like
Yeah.
speed up the footage in post to make it look
Oh,
like
I
they're
love
going
it.
faster.
20-some years ago, and he was driving a 1995
Oh, yeah. No,
BMW
like, not saying it like a
735
bad thing.
I-Series, okay?
It's just fun sitting behind it and being like, hey, I could see you're going like 10 miles and up that hill. That's great.
Yeah.
First of all, this movie's perfect, Steve.
No,
And
I,
there will be no critiques at
Not
all.
even-
I will never turn my nose
But,
at a fun
I
action
mean,
movie.
clearly, this movie came out 20-some years ago. There was some things now that we look back and laugh at, but when this movie came out, this was like the coolest.
Oh yeah.
Well, think about
a cool
what
new
came
action
before.
hero.
The action films were all shooting guns. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stallone. I don't think Machete was out at this point.
Yeah, that was like later 2000s.
Yeah, later 2000s. So it's like we don't really have that much of a backbone.
Yeah, we don't have an icon
for non-comic booky kind of action, because Terminator, things like that, it's a lot of firearms, and okay, you're going to see Arnold. Okay, you're going to see Stallone. Right. This was a new guy that was unheard of, and the mix between the car chase, the interaction with the love interest, the interaction with the cop, like all that stuff is completely different than the 80s style action movies.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely has some similar vibes for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to like modernize.
Cheesy action for sure, but it just kind of brought it a little more than how many bullets can we shoot in 95 minutes?
Yeah. No, it took your 80s movies, modernized it, and they put a new guy in
and then kicked it up a half notch.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember watching this in 2002 when I was 6 years old. So I did just watch it for the first time this time around. Yeah, I've never really
I didn't know
felt
that.
like, you know what? Today is the day I want to watch the
Transporter didn't just call to you?
From 2002. Wow. Yeah, no, definitely watching it now. Man,
yeah.
There's so many themes in this, and it's just like I said to Steve, it's really at the peak of like movies just, sexualizing women, and like a lot of that just was so normal to people at the time, but now looking back on it, you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, like you really have to watch this through the 2002 lens, because like after he gets established as a character and he gets hired for this job of transporting some bag to wherever, he realizes there's a person in this bag. So like the first scene you get of this woman is him cutting a hole in her fucking tape so she can drink, him holding his little straw at like crotch level and being like, drink slowly,
and they immediately start playing like sexual
sexy music.
Like anytime
so
they show just her on the screen, they are playing wow chicka wow wow, like
it's so funny.
They immediately start sexualizing her character. She is a hostage in this situation. She is being like trafficked right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on the internet right now.
You could, but this is America.
We might have to believe that. But obviously something very terrible is happening to her, and they immediately are like, oh yeah, she must be like super horny.
Yeah, she's horned up.
I don't know if I can say that either.
I mean, if they didn't want to sell movie tickets, they'd have picked an ugly one.
No,
like,
but
what?
like it's just so ridiculous that like the first scene you get of her is just drink
like,
slowly.
Baby. Okay,
like
if you're
would
sexualizing her because of the music, that's on you.
No,
okay,
you would think
that's on you as the viewer.
You would think they would give her some other backstory. We do find out later that she has, an evil dad or whatever.
Well, like,
they don't.
But that's all they tell us. Like, how did she get in the like? They never explain how she got in the trunk or why she was being transported somewhere.
Yeah, no,
I don't think they explain very much.
They don't give you anything. The
them.
only time they develop her as a character, and it's not even development, is after she has sex with Jason. And then they're
Seriously.
like, oh, we'll actually make her part of the story, and she's really good at hacking French police computers. But that's all you're going to get of her. And then she's going to disappear for 50 minutes.
I got to draw the line there. She didn't hack it. He left them with the computer open.
Yeah, she just did a quick Google search.
And then when he comes back and takes it off, there's no screensaver button on a keyboard. There never has.
It's a sleep and wake up button.
Yeah, whatever.
The greatest two buttons.
When he opens it, he is not surprised to see the face, and he says, thank you, audibly, which is phenomenal storytelling. If you can't tell, a tad bit of sarcasm here, but like, Yeah, so I got to draw the line there, Steve.
Oh, sorry.
She didn't hack the computer.
All right.
He left it up so they could facilitate his investigation, and then he comes in and saves the day, which allows the rest of the movie to happen.
Yeah, he shows up at the end with an entire army that came in off screen, completely silent on this like barren island or wherever the fuck they landed. They're just like, "You did it?" He's like, "Yeah, I did it." And it's like, "All right, cool, movie's done."
Well, yeah, he asked him, "I get it done in less than 12 hours."
Yeah, no, that's great.
There's a lot to unpack in this movie.
I mean, there's really not because
apparently. Because we're sexualizing people from minute 4, I guess.
It literally was sexualizing her from like minute 1.
Now, again, that's most of the first half of, the movie.
Of course. And they sexualize him, too.
Oh, they have to.
We can't.
Yeah.
He's a beefcake.
No, they could sexualize him more.
They
could sexualize him more, so at least it's equal.
Yeah. Where's the cock?
Show me the dick.
Show me the dick.
There was no
Put him in a Speedo. Arnold was in a Speedo in Commando. Come on, put him in a Speedo.
It's like second movie.
He was a professional diver. Put him in a Speedo.
I know. It is funny that every single movie he's in, he swims.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some of the movies, he's mostly swimming.
Yeah, he was an Olympic diver.
We just watched Beekeeper. What did he do at the end of the movie?
Yeah, he was
swimming.
Every movie. Every movie.
Oh my God, the Beekeeper. Anyway,
I don't know about the Fast and Furious movies he's in because I don't watch those.
I'm pretty sure he got launched out of a building and then he had to swim.
Yeah, I don't care. I watch movies, not garbage.
Well, back to garbage. So I am thoroughly also confused about Jason. I'm just calling him Jason.
Yeah.
We're
on a first name basis. Yeah. It's cool.
About his feelings towards this girl because he doesn't give a single shit about her at all for 85, 90% of the movie until the end. And then he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll help you out."
Did we watch the same movie?
Yes.
Did we watch the same movie?
No, the whole time.
He gives her a drink the first time.
Yeah, but he's
drives
like,
her around.
Yeah, okay. So he feels a little bit bad for her, and he's like, "Here, have some water." And then the rest of the time he's treating her
grasping at straws here because they apparently were in pockets in vending machines in early 2000s. I've never seen loose plastic straws just hanging out in vending machines.
Well, that's France,
but it was Europe.
They're a little more progressive with their straw usage.
I think that was regressive because they were killing turtles long before us.
No, but like if you think about it, if he's got this whole thing with driving snacks, which I can definitely appreciate, and it actually helps him save his life like later on.
His driving snacks?
Yeah, because if he doesn't go back for those other 2 Pepsis, he would have been exploded like those 2 cops in his trunk.
Yeah. That's a good point.
He's got to have the driving snacks.
I feel like he kind of knew what was happening, but that was a very lucky coincidence that happens in most action films where it's like, he almost died, but he didn't because of random happenstance.
Well, yeah, so this whole other plot that's happening after he drops her off at this random guy's house, and then he is given this package that is very clearly a bomb.
How much to transport a bomb?
And Jason, he knows that something's fishy because you can tell by the way they're talking that something's up.
Especially in the interaction, because even the guy's just like, yeah, whatever. It's it's a thing. I'm just hiring you on the spot.
He's playing it too cool.
Yeah.
Also, the villain's name is Wall Street. He's referred to as Wall Street.
Oh, really? I didn't even get his name.
He's credited as Wall Street. I mean, real person's name, then Wall Street. But that was supposed to be some expose. He was supposed to represent.
Was this the whole Occupy Wall Street happening?
No.
That was later.
2002. This was before the housing bubble, all that stuff.
Right.
But it was just fun. He's in the credits. The character's name is Wall Street. So it's clearly this is just enjoy the film. We're going to blow stuff up. And there's good-looking people on the screen. Yeah,
so basically the whole deal is just that he's like, okay, fine, I'll take your, obviously trying to kill me in a, bomb in a suitcase, and then I'll just conveniently drive down the road like minutes before it's set to go off. Like, how did he have the foresight to know when it was going to explode?
He's just that good at transporting. This package will expire in 2 minutes. I gotta stop for a Pepsi.
If you're good, you're good.
No, I just love how aggressively he spikes these Pepsis after they blow up his car. He's like, motherfucker.
When his car blows up, he gets launched.
Yeah.
Steve, there's no spiking Pepsis.
There was.
Yeah, he did.
After he got off
it was a separate spiking Pepsi incident, okay? Yeah, he gets so did I. He gets like nailed back, and then when his car blows up, you see the plastic furniture outside the thing like kind of like go straight up in the air. It's like it's very janky. Whereas the white plastic cheap stuff just kind of like pops up and like rolls around. I was like, oh my word! And everything during the car chases, everything they hit was plastic.
Oh yeah,
like he drove through the wooden fence, and it was like very clearly a breakaway. Yeah. Like it explodes. Like
sure,
perfectly.
If you paused it at the right time, you could see the pre-brakes already before the car goes through.
That stuff, I think, in the early 2000s that might have been balsa wood.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Depending on whether or not they owned the cars or they were leasing them for the movie, that depends on what you use to run into stuff with the vehicles.
Yeah,
but
they were smashing up a lot of nice cars, older cars.
As far as like the technology goes, the cool thing is he's got like the code to turn the car on. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, he can make upgrades to his car. He's got a garage with the toolbox, a whole bunch of stuff. The worst part of technology I like was they painted the shark's mouth on the missiles.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, that's what makes them hit better. It's
so on the nose that it's like, and you see like in World War II, they used to paint stuff on the bombs,
right,
and things like that. But it's like, really, the shoulder mounted. Really, we're gonna paint? Oh, okay, I guess it's that kind of movie.
It really scares the people before you blow them up. They're like, "Oh my God, is that a shark? Oh, it's a missile." Oh, scared me for a second.
Oh my God,
so funny.
The freaking missile scene with his house blowing up, absolutely insane. Yeah. First of all, a little overkill. Second, those missiles. I mean, Steve has a good point. There should be no reason. He's like, what, 100 yards from the house?
Not even.
Not like his 20 yards. Like
at the end of his driveway.
And the missile goes out, around, and in the side of his house.
Which if you notice, there's no computer on that shoulder-mounted thing. So there's no way to program trajectory, nothing.
I'm like, that would go straight where you're pointing it.
Isn't
not to mention,
easiest path?
I love that we get a POV from the missile doing this, and like as it goes through the house, you can see it like, because obviously they have to CGI it, but the missile shrinks to be able to get around this corner through the window, through their living room.
They were like, oh, we messed up the aspect ratio for this. Just shrink it a bit and turn the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, you have 20 minutes to get this shot done.
Like at this point, like all the bullet hits, I mean, obviously they're all CGI, but the bullet hits are like this freaking long. Like the bullets coming through the house were bigger than the missile at that point. I was like, what the hell is happening, guys?
There was a lot going on.
Oh, it was fantastic.
But obviously, the ex-military professional transporter has, instead of a basement, he has a gateway to the ocean.
Of course.
And jumping in it saves you. And he's got tank, 2 goggles.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
And they're good to go.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know why you need to if you're living alone, but sure, yeah.
Well,
good to have a backup,
all those guys, like in an airplane.
This is my Monday, Wednesday, Friday mask. This is my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday mask.
I was going to go the logical approach and say, like, they make everything in an airplane with redundancy, so if one fails, we have a backup. Right. So it's like, he's smart enough to have a backup. But it's just so fun. It's just so funny to see 20-some years ago, you look at the 80s cheeseball action, and you look at the 2002 cheeseball action, and all they did was just like reskin everything pretty much. They just reskinned it, and I mean, you're not winning any awards for this movie. You're not doing anything, but it's like it's super entertaining,
right?
To just be like,
Let's blow some shit up.
Let's blow some things up. Let's drive some cars really fast. Let's be embedded with the cops, but also lie directly to their face. And there's a hot woman in it.
Yeah, so basically, if you're a 30-year-old man, you'll love this movie.
Basically. No, but we did kind of...
Rude.
We did kind
Everyone loves this movie.
We did kind of pass over this, but like I just want to just hit on it before I forget. The scene when he goes back to the house and like drop kicks the front door in and it starts this whole like first fight scene. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure a wooden door is not sufficient cover for bullets. I feel like the bullets would go through it.
Yeah,
right?
and that's the same with all films. 9mm rounds are going through. In 2002, they weren't solid core doors either. So like, they're going through the doors. They're going through your couch. They're going through your house.
Yeah.
Unless it's brick. If it's siding, drywall, insulation, drywall, paint.
I mean, all of this
small rounds are going through couches, doors, TVs. Most 99% of things used for cover in films, actual bullets are going through.
Yeah, like all of that to just say he uses wooden doors almost like bulletproof vests at this point, because in the beginning he's blocking bullets with a door. When they're shooting up his house, he hides behind like his little wooden like cabinetry where he puts all of his dishes. He's totally fine, but the girl's like hiding behind some wooden cabinets and she's getting shot up
with lattice front.
Yeah. So I'm just like, is wood bulletproof in 2002?
Yes, it was. Wood was different.
It's that thick mahogany. You know,
it's just all oak.
Well, so also kind of with that, you know, Jason is now on this whole revenge because you blew up my car thing.
Yeah.
We never get told why they tried to kill him.
Oh,
because he
opened the package. Yeah.
How did he know?
How the guy know they...
Before they even opened the trunk, he knew.
Yeah. As soon as he saw him, he's like, you opened the package? No. He's fucking lying.
Well, I mean...
We got to go transport a bomb.
Realistically, it was his first job, so they probably had somebody tailing him.
Okay, but also, if this girl is just the daughter of this evil guy, and I'm assuming... Big assumption because they don't tell us. I'm assuming they were kidnapping her just to bring her back to her dad's sort of situation, bring her home.
That sounds right.
Because she kind of got out and she has too much knowledge.
Then why would they try to kill him for her? Like, it just doesn't seem to make sense. Like why they would need to kill him because she isn't that big of a deal. Like
he's the main character. Villains constantly try to clean up loose ends.
But I mean,
at great expense
you're not wrong.
And cost.
Like,
you're not
seems
wrong,
a little dramatic.
Yeah.
To try to kill him to this extent.
I think that's what they were shooting for.
That would be like my DoorDasher. Like he drops off the meal, but the bag's just like a little open. So I give him a bomb to bring.
Package.
I give him a bomb to bring back.
Well. Technically, he's not a professional transporter.
Send a message to his phone that explodes his cell phone.
They actually
shouldn't have opened the bag door.
Yeah, so there's some giant gaping plot holes.
Yeah, in the B action movie.
Yeah,
there's some giant.
There's
holes.
also somehow 400 people in a shipping container that we have no idea what the purpose of putting them in the shipping container is.
There's 400 people in a shipping container.
But there's just 400 people in a shipping container.
Why? What's happening?
Because they're trafficking people. That's how you traffic most people is across the ocean in shipping containers.
Also, another point about trafficking, they make very light of that whole situation at the I don't want to say all the way at the end of the movie, but
it was kind of 20 some years ago and it wasn't as talked about now.
At the end of the movie when they let everybody out of the container and then they just like cut to credits.
They were saved. And they didn't need to pay 400 extras. They only needed to pay 7.
It was just a little ridiculous.
It was just so abrupt.
The whole point of the movie is ridiculous.
Okay, sorry.
It's fine. It's supposed to be ridiculous.
No, it's just so funny watching it now because it's just like that plot point gets introduced halfway through the movie and all of a sudden like that's our motivation now. Like Jason's like, all right, X, whatever. I'm going to go save these people. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm totally down. Let's save the people.
He's saving the people because he starts to care for her, and that's her mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't done, though.
Yeah.
But, okay. No, but what I'm saying is it comes out of nowhere. So to just see it end so abruptly like that at the end when he's like, he saves the people. We have no idea what the purpose was. But then the credits start rolling and you're like, but wait.
They make
give me that.
such a big deal about it. They're just like, are we at 90 minutes? Yeah.
Oh, shit. Cut it.
We're done.
Roll the credits.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're at 19.999 million. Please shut it off.
Like, I know we don't like have to have closure in movies for it to be a good movie, clearly. But it just felt very like ta-da! That was the movie.
That's kind of how a lot of
I just needed that one
then.
scene at the end. Like in Commando where he's walking from the beach and the rest of the army shows up and they're like, all right, we'll go finish up what you... And he's like, oh, there's nothing left. I killed them all. And it's like, cool. If they just had Jason Statham being like, you're all saved. You're welcome. And
I think that was just kind of the police guy showing up like, oh, all right.
He's like, hey, good job, buddy.
Great job. You did say you'd...
I'm going to work with you in the second one.
What do you need? 12 hours? Less than that,
I love that. He like guilt trips him in the jail. He's like, I could save him if only I wasn't locked up.
Yeah, well, he can't.
He like
he's
plays
a
that bash.
cop.
He's like, I could help you, but these bars are in the way.
About the same level of acting in this movie too, but
yeah, seriously.
But I did like the fight scene with the oil.
Yes.
Greased up pig fight, like oh my god,
where he puts the
this is the spot for the Speedo. He should have been in a Speedo sliding around in oil on his tiptoes on bike pedals. Fuck yeah.
His calves popping out.
That was cool. He knew what he was capable of.
Give me something for the male gaze, Oh
my god.
They did. He was fighting 15 dudes lathered up
hot.
in oil.
Should have been in his underwear. You're more flexible.
He had to rip his pants off so he could choke somebody.
Those pants seem so restrictive. He couldn't do that big split kick like he did in the beginning. He needed to lose them pants.
Get rid of the pants, boy.
I think he probably like partially tore something on that split kick and then toned it down the rest of the. But that was when this came out. That's one of those scenes where you were like, they used their imagination for this film, and then you learn that like he did all his own stunts for this movie and stuff like that. It's like dumping the oil, fighting that many people. It was a cool scene. Like the fight choreography was good.
Right.
Like,
unfortunately, the editing not so
the editing
great.
kind of gets a little choppy, but like this almost becomes Jason's like calling card. In all of his movies, he has
this is what started
like a fight scene like this.
This is what started like, his whole career.
Right. It's like Arnold had his thing, so Stallone has his thing. So they were just like, what are we going to do for Jason? Cover him in oil, getting him fucking kicking people.
Yeah, and I think, it's a little obvious at some points that, he might not be the world's best fighter, so they have to make a lot of these quick cuts because, he's punching somebody, but then it's immediately cutting. We don't really see the full, like, follow through or what happens after that. And it is very of its time too, because
20-some years ago,
all fight scenes were like that, and now we're just getting to those like John Wick movies and those that show you the full scene, like one shot without cutting it.
Right. They kind of they really toned in how to shoot a good action scene.
And it got way worse before it got better.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This isn't the worst of like quick cut fight scenes. Probably Fast and Furious is in there for some. Well, like not so great ones.
Even good movies like the Bourne movies
were absolutely
they were cut to shit during those fight scenes. And it's like I don't know if Matt Damon just wasn't up to
what do they call it,
yet.
like hyper editing or something.
And it's like
oh, my word.
There's like 15 cuts for one punch. Like he goes like this and it's like cha 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 cha.
They chop it all up.
Yeah. So it's like they've definitely come a long way.
The only thing with that is like the Bourne movies, the fight scene, the sound. Mm-hmm. Like if you notice, like the sound, like they just didn't have as good of stock sounds yet. So the better sounds for the Bourne series, like low lights, the cutting, because it sounds grittier, which makes you more immersed in it.
Right.
And he was built up to be able to move that fast and do those things, where this is just like, it's his second real movie, and he's beating the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, he was a con man in the last movie, but now he's a super spy.
But for action movies in the early 2000s, this definitely beat, like...
Yeah, and I mean, this was something new.
A lot of movie. This was new. He was new. He was in shape.
And he had a sexy British accent, which all the ladies loved.
He was a little bit hairy, and he had a foreign accent. And that's literally what they were doing, was they were trying to build an international action star.
Yeah.
Because Schwarzenegger and Stallone,
all foreign,
even
all different accents.
No, I was going to say most people that speak English can't understand them anyways. So they were like, oh, we can understand Jason Statham, and he can kind of
he could be a
cut with the rest of them.
Yeah.
And look at his career. It's like he's been an international superstar for 25 years now.
He's 56 and he's still cut to shit. Holy hell.
And Steve is in love with him.
I am in love with him.
Nowadays, there's a little bit of pharmaceutical help and a little bit of digital help with these older action stars.
Yeah, how old is he now?
He's 56.
He's 56?
I think he's 56.
I was going to look it up.
I don't follow him or anything.
Steve has it on the top. He's exactly...
Kind of sounds like you follow him.
No, he's 56.
Oh, we didn't believe Steve? I believed you, Steve. I
wouldn't believe me. I just throw numbers out there. I hope they're right. I hope nobody fact checks this show, because I'm in trouble.
Even if you do, this is for entertainment, so either have a good time or go away.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the movie.
Speaking of a good time, this is a early 2000s action film where it's designed to sit back, watch the fight sequences, be glad that there's one woman in the movie. Like, that's
What did you classify? Don't Look Up. It's a popcorn movie.
It's literally a popcorn movie where no one's gonna, like, you go to a good film and someone gets up and walks in front of you to go get more popcorn, and I'm like, what are you doing? This is a Scorsese film. Sit down. This is the movie where it's like you can get up and go get popcorn, and no one's gonna be offended. Nobody's gonna be pissed off. Nothing. And you'll also not miss anything. You won't fall behind. If you leave during an action sequence, when you come back, it'll be an action sequence. Like that's just how the movie
even if you miss something, they didn't tell you anything anyway, so don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah, and ladies, while your man is enjoying the movie, you can like paint your nails or something, because there's not much for us. Sorry.
Yeah.
Unless they like action movies, which is totally allowed.
And for my dudes out there, let's all try and look like Jason Statham, because god damn, sorry, I'm really in love with this man.
Yeah, just because you're bald.
Yeah, he's a bald icon.
I have hair. Don't need to look like Jason Statham.
Yeah. Well, you had Schwarzenegger. I have Statham. I need a bald guy.
Nobody wants to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, not now. Back then.
No, not even.
No one wants his Botox.
Not even back then.
The California. Sorry.
We got one Schwarzenegger impression. It's been 11 episodes since the Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
we got it.
Well, thanks for watching, and thanks for transporting.
Friday night, pounding beers. You want something on in the background to go every once in a while. This would be that movie. But it was fun to go back and watch the start of Jason Statham's career. And instead of driving cars, now he's swimming with megalodons.
Hell yeah. It's the natural progression.
The amount he's progressed in his career is just amazing.
But yeah, write in if you want more Jason Statham, because I know I'll watch him.
That's probably the only Jason Statham will do.
Yeah, probably.
But just a fun movie.
Yeah, check it out if you want. If not, it won't hurt our feelings. We don't give a shit.
I think everyone's already seen this movie. If you haven't, you're doing the action genre a disservice.
Alrighty. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.